Hi, I'm Nathan with Jones to Journey, and this is Tips from on the Road. Today we're going to talk about awnings, Dometic awnings to be exact. Ours is a Dometic 9100 awning, and we are going to have to replace the motor in this. What our issue was, which is sort of unusual, is ours kept wanting to bring itself in. So there's a problem with one of the relays in the motor. So we're going to have to remove that motor and put a new one in. We've got a new motor already here. And I've already gotten started on it a little bit. What we had to do was bring the awning out just a little bit. When you do that, make sure you take and zip tie it open or close, just so it stays only open that far. As you can see, I've got a couple of zip ties on this end, and if you look back at the back of the trailer, at the back of the awning, I have the same thing on here, zip tied. And that is because the awning has tension on it, and we do not want the awning to lose that tension and open up all the way. So we're going to zip tie it right there. Now the next thing we need to do is to get up on top where the awning is and to drill out the rivets that are already there. They are 3/16 rivets, an inch long. And what we're going to do is drill those rivets out and then remove. There's a 7/16 bolt up there that we're going to remove and be able to slide the motor out. With the Dometic 9100, the motor is actually in the awning reel. So once we get those rivets drilled out and we remove that bolt, then we're going to be able to pull out the old motor and put in the new one. Now let me show you the new one. So what we had to do was unplug, and there's a plug just like this up there opposite of that. Unplug it. That pulls the power so it doesn't try to open or close on us. And this is the new motor. And what that does is it just pulls out of the end, and then you put the new one in. You have to line up these notches. That's what takes and makes the reel either reel up or unreel. So that is what we're going to do next. And we'll get up there and drill those rivets out so you can see that. It's just about ready. Okay. All right, so now we've got the rivets drilled out. I need to loosen or remove this bolt. Now when I do that and I move this arm out, this awning has to have some place to go. It's not going to, this end of it anyways, is not going to be supported. So what I'm going to do is, because my middle slide is right there, I'm going to gently set that down on top of my middle slide. If you don't have a middle slide like I do to set it on, then you're going to have a ladder and another person to help you hold it, or at least to set it on, so it'd sit on the top of the ladder or something like that. But my next step is going to be removing that bolt and taking the motor out. Okay, and I will show you that as soon as we're done with it. Okay, the bolt is out. That bolt is right there on that arm. What I've also done is I've taken some of my leveling blocks and put them up on my slide so it doesn't drop quite as far. And it also will cradle it right in the V of the feet of the blocks. So that's neat that they're sort of like Legos. They stack on one another, and right there in between where they stack together, this will sit right down in there nice. So we're going to lift this arm up, and then at the same time we'll have to push this back a little bit to get it out of the way. Okay, so it's just a matter of lifting this up, just like that, comes right out. And then we'll take the old motor out, set the awning down, and that, as they say, is that. Now it's ready for the new one. All right, so we have the new motor. Now, word to the wise, there is a piece of plastic in here, okay? And that goes into the awning slots like this, And what that does is it keeps your awning from sliding out.
The fabric, right?
The fabric, yes. Uh-oh. That's what. So make sure that you put that back in there, in the same hole where your fabric is, so that it doesn't come out. Okay, now don't forget what I said. These grooves have to line up, and they line up a specific way up here, so that this can go back into the arm, and so that when the motor turns, it'll roll up and unroll. So make sure that those line up, just like that. All right. Now what we're going to do is rivet it back into place, and then put the bolt back into the arm, and we should be ready to go. Okay, small correction. We need to put the bolt in first because there was a little bit of tension released when I took the motor out, and it twisted just a little bit. So we put the bolt in first, and then we're going to put in the rivets. All right, so we'll tighten up the bolt. All right, now what I've done here is I have put in my rivets. As you can see, they're sticking out there. I did that intentionally so that I made sure all the holes lined up before I started. That way I didn't mess it up and have a problem later on. And now we just have to tighten them in, and we are all set to go. All right, so everything is back together. Rivets are in. Now the only thing I have to do is connect the power and test it.
Here we go. Test one. Let's see if we put it together right. The anticipation.
Here we go.
Look at that. Out it comes. Ta-da! You did press extend, right?
Yes. Yeah, I wired it right there.
And retract.
Smart ass.
He says he wired it right.
Success!
He's so happy.
I was able to purchase that part on Amazon. It ranges anywhere from $350 to about $500. And not that I'm promoting Amazon or anything. I don't have an account there yet, so or anything you guys can buy that would benefit us.
We don't have a shop.
Yes, the shop. But it came with its own rivets, so that was a good thing. And I'm going to bring it in, make sure it works the other way. That was a slip of the finger on my part.